Have you ever picked up an old item, a faded photograph, a piece of jewelry, or even an old book, and felt a wave of emotions wash over you? Maybe it brought back memories of a loved one. Maybe it reminded you of a time in your life that feels distant now. Or maybe for a split second you thought, how could I ever let this go? If so, you're not alone. Most people think decluttering is just about tidying up, making space, and getting organized. But the truth? It's far more emotional than that. Decluttering means confronting your past, your memories, and even your future. And no one tells you how hard that can be until you're standing there, holding an item that feels like a part of your soul. So today, we're going to talk about 5 harsh truths about decluttering that no one warns you about. Some of these may challenge the way you think. Some may bring up emotions you weren't expecting. And one truth, especially the last one, might just change the way you see your belongings forever. But stick with me, because what you'll discover today could be the key to creating a home and a life that finally feels free, peaceful, and truly yours. Are you ready? Let's begin. Harsh truth number 1. It's emotionally harder than you think. Joan stood in her attic, staring at a dusty box she hadn't opened in years. She was 75 now, and after decades of accumulating memories in this home, she had finally decided it was time to simplify. She thought decluttering would be easy. Sort through old clothes, toss out broken things, and donate what she no longer needed. But the moment she opened that box, everything changed. Inside were her late husband's books, worn covers, folded corners, handwritten notes in the margins. She picked one up, and for a second, it was like he was standing beside her again. She could hear his voice, feel his presence. She ran her fingers over the pages. How could she possibly let these go? She sat there for an hour, books spread around her, memories flooding back. She wasn't just holding paper and ink. She was holding on to him, their life together, their conversations, the quiet evenings they spent reading side by side. And that's when she realized, decluttering isn't just about objects. It's about identity, love, and loss. Why letting go feels so impossible. Most people think decluttering is about getting rid of junk, but for seniors, it's much deeper than that. That old chair in the corner? It's not just furniture. It's where your grandchild sat on your lap for bedtime stories. That drawer full of holiday cards? They're not just paper. They're the voices of people who might not be here anymore. That wedding dress? It's not just fabric. It's the beginning of a love story. Every item holds a memory. And sometimes, letting go feels like losing a piece of yourself. That's why decluttering can be so overwhelming. Not because you need these things, but because they hold pieces of your life. But here's what no one tells you. You don't have to keep everything to keep the memories. How to let go without losing what matters. Joan didn't have to keep every single book to hold on to her husband's memory. Instead, she found a way to honor his legacy without carrying the physical burden. She chose 3 books, his favorites, and placed them on a shelf in her bedroom. Every morning, she looked at them and felt his presence. She wrote a note inside each one, sharing why it was special. She donated the rest to a local library so other people could enjoy them. So his love for reading could continue, even if he was no longer here. And when she walked out of that attic, something had changed. She didn't lose the memory. She gave it a new life. The truth about decluttering. Decluttering isn't about forgetting. It's about making space for the things that truly matter, for the life you're living now. If you're struggling to let go of something, ask yourself, do I need this? Or do I just need the memory it brings? Is there a way to honor this moment without keeping the item? What would happen if I let go? Would it truly erase the past? Or would it free me to move forward? Because the hardest part of decluttering isn't choosing what to throw away. It's realizing that memories live in you, not in the things you keep. What about you? Have you ever held on to something because it reminded you of a loved one? What was it? Comment below, because you're not alone in this. And maybe, just maybe, this is your first step toward finally letting go. Harsh truth number 2. Your family won't value what you do. Mary had spent weeks preparing for this moment. She carefully sorted through old family heirlooms, her mother's china set, her father's war medals, a stack of handwritten letters from her grandparents. Each item held a story, a piece of history, a connection to the past. And today, she was finally ready to pass them down. Her daughter Lisa walked into the room smiling. "Mom, what's all this?" Mary beamed. "These are our family treasures. I thought you'd want to keep some of them. Look, this china set belonged to your grandmother. And these letters? They tell the story of how your great-grandparents fell in love." Lisa glanced at the items, then hesitated. "Mom, these are beautiful, but I don't really have space for them. And honestly, I wouldn't know what to do with them." Mary's heart sank. "But these are family history. Don't you want to pass them down to your kids someday?" Lisa shifted uncomfortably. "Maybe, but I don't need all the physical stuff. If you want, we could scan the letters so we can keep the stories without storing all the paper." Mary's hands tightened around the stack of letters. She had saved these for decades, believing they would one day be cherished. And now, her daughter was telling her she didn't want them. The reality of decluttering family heirlooms. No one prepares you for this moment. You spend a lifetime collecting, preserving, and protecting items you believe your children and grandchildren will one day appreciate. But when the time comes, they don't see them the way you do. To you, those old family albums are precious memories. To them, they're heavy books collecting dust. To you, your mother's antique dresser is a piece of history. To them, it's a bulky piece of furniture that doesn't fit their decor. It's not that they don't care about the past, it's just that they experience memories differently. The younger generation grew up in a digital world. They don't need physical objects to hold on to the past when they can store photos, documents, and even old videos on their phones. And here's the hard truth. Just because something means the world to you doesn't mean it will mean the same to them. What to do instead? Mary took a deep breath. Lisa wasn't rejecting the family's history. She was just valuing it in a different way. Instead of feeling hurt, she decided to adapt. She asked Lisa what she truly wanted. Instead of assuming, she let her daughter choose the items that mattered most to her. She digitized old letters and photos. This way, Lisa could keep the memories without the clutter. She let go of the expectation that every heirloom had to be passed down, because she realized her legacy wasn't in these objects. It was in the love, lessons, and stories she shared. And when Mary finally let go of the things, she felt something surprising. Relief. She wasn't burdening her daughter with objects she didn't want. She was freeing them both to cherish their memories in a way that felt right. A final question for you. Have you ever saved something, thinking your family would want it, only to realize they didn't? How did it make you feel? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else facing the same reality. Harsh truth number 3. Guilt will be your biggest obstacle. Joan stood in front of the old wooden chest at the foot of her bed. Inside were neatly folded clothes, gifts she had never used, and keepsakes from loved ones who had passed away. Every time she tried to declutter, she ended up here, staring at these objects, feeling paralyzed. She reached for a sweater, Tom's sweater. Her late husband had worn it often. It still smelled faintly of him, like his old aftershave, like home. Her mind started racing. If I give this away, am I erasing him? If I donate this, am I saying I don't care? What if I regret this later? She placed the sweater back in the chest and sighed. Decluttering isn't just about stuff. It's about emotions. And guilt? Guilt is the heaviest weight of all. Why guilt makes decluttering so hard? You don't hold on to things because you need them. You hold on to them because of the emotions attached. And guilt? Guilt is one of the hardest emotions to overcome. It takes many forms. The unused gift, that expensive handbag from a friend, that fancy tea set from your sister. You never wanted them, but how can you give them away without feeling ungrateful? The items from loved ones who passed, clothing, furniture, old letters. Letting go feels like erasing a person you still miss. The old you clothes, that dress from when you were younger, that suit you haven't worn in a decade. Parting with them feels like saying goodbye to who you used to be, so you keep everything. Because guilt whispers, what if I regret this? What if this is the last connection I have to them? What if I'm making a mistake? And just like that, the clutter stays, not because you need it, but because guilt has convinced you that you can't let go. What your loved ones would tell you. Joan sat back, closing her eyes. She imagined Tom sitting beside her. Would he want her to keep his old sweater, tucked away in a chest, collecting dust? Or would he want her to smile, live, and keep moving forward? She already knew the answer. She realized something. She didn't have to keep everything to hold on to love. So instead of keeping all of Tom's clothes, she did something else. She picked one meaningful item, his watch. She wore it every day, and it made her feel close to him. She donated his clothes to a shelter, where someone who truly needed warmth could wear them. She wrote down her favorite memories of Tom, so she could hold on to those moments forever, without needing the physical objects. And when she let go, something surprising happened. She didn't feel like she had lost something. She felt like she had set herself free. Releasing guilt without regret. Guilt tricks us into thinking that holding on to things is the only way to honor the past. But here's the truth. Your grandmother wouldn't want you to feel trapped by her old furniture. Your best friend wouldn't want you to feel obligated to keep a gift you never liked. And your younger self wouldn't want you to feel guilty for growing and changing. So instead of carrying guilt, carry the love. Carry the lessons. Carry the memories. Because the past isn't in the things. It's in your heart. What about you? What's one item you've struggled to let go of? Why is it so hard? Share your experience in the comments, because today might be the day you start letting go. Harsh truth number 4. Decluttering can feel overwhelming. You step into a room, look around, and feel completely stuck. Closets overflowing, stacks of old papers, drawers packed so full they barely close. You tell yourself, I need to declutter. But the moment you try to start, you freeze. Where do you even begin? The sheer volume of stuff makes it feel impossible. You want a tidy, peaceful home, but the thought of sorting through decades of belongings feels exhausting. So instead of making progress, you do nothing. Sound familiar? You're not alone. But here's the truth. Decluttering doesn't have to feel this overwhelming. The 3-step solution to make decluttering easier. The key isn't to declutter everything at once. That's where most people go wrong. They try to tackle an entire house, get overwhelmed, and quit before they even begin. Instead, let's break it down into 3 simple steps that will actually work. Step 1. Start small. Just one space. Imagine trying to eat an entire cake in one bite. You wouldn't do that, right? Decluttering is the same way. You don't have to do it all at once. Start with 1 drawer in the kitchen, 1 shelf in the closet, 1 box in the garage. When you complete a small space, you build confidence. You start seeing progress, and progress keeps you motivated. So don't think about decluttering your whole home. Just focus on one tiny section. Step 2. Use a timer. 15-minute decluttering challenge. Here's a trick. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Work quickly. No overthinking, no getting distracted. Make fast decisions. Keep, donate, or toss. When the timer stops, walk away. 15 minutes a day may not sound like much, but over time, it adds up. Decluttering doesn't have to be exhausting. It just has to be consistent. Step 3. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. Every time you pick up an item, ask yourself, do I use this? If you haven't used it in the last year, chances are you never will. Do I love this? If it doesn't bring joy or meaning, why keep it? Would I buy this again today? If the answer is no, let it go. This method forces you to make quick, clear decisions. No emotional debates. No endless maybe piles. The mindset shift that changes everything. Decluttering isn't about creating a Pinterest-perfect home. It's about making progress. It's about removing things that drain your energy. It's about creating space for what truly matters. It's about making your home a place that feels calm, light, and stress-free. So don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just start. Because the sooner you begin, the sooner you'll feel the freedom that comes with letting go. What about you? What's the first space in your home you plan to declutter? Comment below. And if you've already started, how did it feel to let go? Let's talk about it. Harsh truth number 5. You'll feel lighter, but it takes time. Imagine this. You wake up in a home that feels calm, open, and peaceful. There are no piles of clothes spilling out of the closet, no stacks of unread magazines collecting dust, no more mental exhaustion from searching for lost items in cluttered drawers. You sit down with your morning coffee, and for the first time in years, you feel at ease. Decluttering isn't just about getting rid of things. It's about creating a space where you can breathe, think clearly, and focus on what truly matters. And here's the truth. That kind of transformation doesn't happen overnight. Decluttering isn't a weekend project. It's a journey. Let's be honest. If you've lived in your home for 30, 40, or even 50 years, you've accumulated a lifetime of belongings. Decluttering means more than just tidying up. It's an emotional process. It's about deciding what truly serves your life today. It's about letting go of things tied to the past. It's about creating a future that feels lighter and more intentional. But this is where many people struggle. They expect to do it all at once, and when that doesn't happen, they feel frustrated and overwhelmed. The reality of decluttering. Some days are harder than others. Some days, you'll feel motivated and ready. You'll fill donation bags, clear out closets, and make real progress. Other days, you'll get stuck. You'll find an old box of memories and spend hours flipping through photos instead of sorting. You'll come across items that make you feel guilty, nostalgic, or even sad. You'll feel frozen. And that's okay. Because decluttering isn't about doing it all at once. It's about taking one step at a time. The 3 keys to staying motivated. If you want to see real results without getting overwhelmed, focus on these 3 things. Number 1, be patient with yourself. It took decades to accumulate this clutter. It won't disappear in a day. So instead of expecting instant results, set realistic goals. Declutter 1 drawer. Sort through 1 box. Clean out 1 corner of a room. If you do just 1 small thing every day, you'll be amazed at what you accomplish in a month. 2, celebrate every small win. Every item you let go of is a step toward freedom. That old stack of newspapers? Gone. Those clothes you never wear? Donated. That drawer full of tangled cords you don't even recognize? Cleared. Each of these actions, no matter how small, brings you closer to a home that feels peaceful. Chapter 3. Focus on what you're gaining, not what you're losing. Most people hesitate to declutter because they focus on what they're giving up. I spent money on this. I might need it someday. This reminds me of the past. But what if you shifted your mindset? Instead of asking, what am I losing? Ask yourself, what am I gaining? Less clutter, more space, less stress, more peace, less time searching, more time enjoying life. Decluttering isn't about losing. It's about freeing yourself. Visualize your future. Picture yourself 6 months from now. Your home feels lighter. Your mind feels clearer. You're no longer weighed down by the past. You're embracing the present. That feeling is worth every small step you take today. So take that step. What about you? Have you ever felt relief after letting go of something? Drop a comment below and share your experience. Your story might inspire someone else to take the first step toward a clutter-free life. Closing. Call to action. Take a look around your home. What's one thing, just one, that you can let go of today? Maybe it's a sweater you haven't worn in years, a stack of papers gathering dust, a kitchen gadget you swore you'd use but never did. Whatever it is, don't overthink it. Just start. Because the hardest part of decluttering isn't the letting go. It's the getting started. Start now. Don't wait for someday. Too often people say, I'll declutter when I have more time. But here's the truth. There will never be a perfect time. Life will always be busy. There will always be distractions. And if you keep waiting, nothing will ever change. So take action. Today, find one item you don't need. Make a decision. Donate it, toss it, or give it to someone who will use it. Feel the weight lift, even just a little. One small step today leads to a lighter, freer tomorrow. If you're ready to start decluttering your life, let the world know. Drop a comment below and type, I'm ready. Not only will it keep you accountable, but your commitment might inspire someone else to take that first step too. If this video helped you, hit like. It tells us to make more content like this. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a video that helps you create a happier, simpler life after 60. And remember, decluttering isn't about losing things. It's about making space for the life you want to live now. So take that first step and start living lighter today.